What's going on, everyone? Just getting ready to post the tweet. Let everybody know that we are live if they want to come and check us out. All right, let's jump in here. All right, so Paribus just pushed out a blog post not too long ago, about 30 minutes ago. As we develop Paribus, there's undoubtedly been adversity and challenges along the way. This article provides our first behind-the-scenes look into the specific difficulties of building and operating a cryptocurrency company, PBX. Let's take a look. Let's refresh first, see what people are saying. Got some gifts there. Oh, just a couple. Not a lot going on. Let's take a look at the post itself. Got a 4-minute read. It says, behind the scenes of Paribus. All right. In 1921, Robert H. Goddard, the inventor of the world's first liquid-fueled rocket, famously said, "Everything is impossible until it is done." Here at Paribus, just over 100 years later, it's the sentiment we've encountered on many occasions. So, in response to requests from our community, we decided to share some of the behind-the-scenes challenges we've faced so far. Whilst inspired by our vision of using NFTs and digital assets as collateral for loans, some people have cast doubts on this possibility. These doubts are often the same as the doubts that plagued the early adoption of cryptocurrencies. There's too much volatility. There's no use case. How can an NFT have real value? And so on. Without a doubt, the most challenging aspects of Paribus has been our work with NFTs. When you're creating a new way of doing something rather than following a well-worn path, you always expect the terrain to be hard going at times. That's certainly been the case with developing our own proprietary algorithm for NFT valuations. As Dennis, our CEO, explains, there are lots of dynamic and fluid changes when NFTs are valued. We have designed a mechanism that is continuously consuming data and pricing NFTs in real time. This is still an ongoing process and by far the most challenging piece we had to deal with as Paribus. Innovation demands imagination and skill in equal measure. In a fast-moving environment, the need to create, adapt, and learn from others is hugely important. Dennis continues, when a project has a problem, albeit a very unfortunate event for the project in question, it teaches every other project in the space a ton of things. Each hack allows us to be even more diligent and read and look into exploits so we do not fall for the same mistakes. Wrecked.news is somewhere I follow, a graveyard of fallen soldiers that have taught us a lot. Often the focus in the space is on project sharing code. However, as Simon, our CTO, points out, there's a great deal to learn from sharing pitfalls and errors too. Support and collaboration are key to moving forward to the new frontiers, he explains. We are in a discussion with several partners. We listen and learn from each other continuously. We have received tremendous feedback and support from our investors, C-Fund, and continue to do so. We are also receiving an equal amount of support from IOG, and they're always around to answer our questions and guide us along the way. One area that caught us by surprise was nothing to do with the development side of the project. It's something as simple as opening a bank account. Most businesses take for granted the ease with which they can walk into a bank and set up a business account. That is, unless you work in the cryptocurrency sphere. This can also have knock-on effects, such as when we look to bring in outside knowledge, such as marketing. Most agencies require fiat currency payments, and without a business bank account, that's next to impossible. We're working on the best solution for our business banking at the moment, and although it's been an unforeseen challenge, it's also brought home to us how stifling the legacy systems are when it comes to innovations. We take for granted the rapid rate of progress in our environment, and it's easy to forget just how slow and quickly outdated the legacy systems will become. The speed at which things move can occasionally outpace us at times too. As we discovered when PBX was about to list on Gate.io, as Dennis said, I personally would have liked to introduce Gate.io listing a bit better in terms of making noise and reaching many people. As well as bringing a few problems to the table, the speed and pressure of the space can also be hugely beneficial, as Wilson, our COO, says. Pressure at the right times and in the right sense is critical to innovation. This is why we love this space. It's fast, innovative, and aims to change the world as we know it. We take this on with pride and try to do justice for the DeFi space to represent what can be built without 100 middlemen in between. This allows us to build quality and innovative products throughout. Sometimes it can be overwhelming considering we're all attached to our screens for up to 15 hours per day. Simon adds, in my opinion, one of the most challenging points we consistently take into consideration is managing timeframes during development because the Cardano ecosystem is changing at such a rapid pace. We realize that the crypto world is made up of a broad spectrum of people with diverse backgrounds. Some of our community are seasoned investors, whilst others are completely new to the space, and PBX is the first token they've held. It's this diversity that shows how mass adoption of crypto is inevitable because there's something for everyone, as well as giving utility, financial freedom, and universal access to financial tools. We also want to welcome everyone to the space. In that spirit, we end with some words of advice from Dennis for anyone thinking of starting their own project in the future. Focus on your niche and your solution. Do not try to compete with every single competitor you see. Competitors will always come about. What matters is, can you lead, or at the very least stay on par with the main competition and focus on growing your business. My second piece of advice is consistency and persistence. Never cave in and do your utmost to keep going, even when the going gets tough. Each failure is a lesson. It's a great post. Lots going on as far as the blog goes with the latest posts. A lot of written communication. Big fan of that. I like reading. I like seeing them kind of put their emotions into written word so that we can read. Also, important is to actually speak to them, which we do. We talk in the live streams, which are pretty cool. Get to ask a lot of questions. It's kind of really where I got really passionate about this project myself, was just having access to the creators early on in the project, which you just don't get. We complain a lot, but it is very, very cool that a project, allows us to get behind the scenes and see, what they've got going on. I think that's really special. And most projects just don't do that. So kudos to them for, letting me ask them difficult questions at times, or just an onslaught of questions. A lot of them are from myself, but a lot of it is just, in my conversations with people on Twitter, in the Telegrams, different groups, even people in my personal life. That just, when I talk about crypto, the reservations that they have, I'm constantly thinking about that, thinking about people knowing about crypto and knowing about Bitcoin, and then not understanding that there's a whole world behind that, that can give them access, like the blog says here, gives people access to tools that just weren't available to us. I had a conversation the other day about that. Just having access to those tools that, you know, typically just were extended to, you know, bankers, very wealthy people. Now this stuff is at our fingertips, and it is really cool and it's groundbreaking. And I think this is going to be a pivotal point in the economy, business, investing, and banking as we know it. And I believe we all really are taking all of this kind of for granted because, I mean, it's coming whether we like it or not. It's just the way it goes. Let me take a look at the comment here. TK, keep delivering, Manny, on PBX and Giro. You're doing a great job. More power to you. Thank you, sir. Thank you for stopping by and checking out the content here. I know it's the middle of the day. I know a lot of people are working. It's Friday, but hey, I'm here. I see the blog post here. So let's, I figure let's take a look at it. But yeah, check out the Paribus Trader Telegram. Link is in the description. I got my playlists. I got my PBX playlist in the description as well. You can check that out if you want. Giro playlist I'll keep in the description. That's the newest one. Going to be filling that guy up with a lot of videos, a lot of partnership breakdowns, etc. Thank you everyone for hitting another mini milestone. 780 subscribers, pretty cool. Again, thank you for your time. That's support enough, but if you feel generous enough, we do have an official Giro wallet for ADA or Cardano native tokens in the description. The address is there. You can send, whatever amount you want. Helps the channel out. I'm constantly investing in, better equipment, things of that nature to make the channel better, bettering my knowledge, and whatnot. So learning and growing. So this is the market's down. People are probably holding on to their tokens, hopefully, and they're not selling at a loss. But a lot of investing kind of slows down. Granted, these are the best times to buy is when in dips, and I personally learned that both the hard way and the good way as of recent. Buying dips, I've been doing that. I bought a bunch of Paribus in this last kind of market crash. And it's been working out really well for me. I have money, as we continue to dip, I have, profits from things that I've sold off, or taken profits on, I should say. And, I'm learning, that is the way to go. Don't go all in, kind of, plan out your buys and things like that. Again, not financial advice, because we don't know. We don't know if this is the bottom, close to the bottom, or just the beginning. It's just the way the markets go. Make the best decision that you can. But my number one rule for myself is never invest what you can't afford to lose. And that's what it comes down to. So let's see. Any ideas on Silo? I'm not familiar with that. But I'll take a look, of course. Anything that you guys drop in the comments section for me to take a look at, I usually do take a look at it. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, so again, like I said in the last live stream, I think my best course of action is just to kind of organize the live in a way where I can kind of record straight through, get the article completed, and then, if I need to, I can cut that out and then I can leave the live as the live. But hopefully that works out well. I'll take a look at the video, edit it up, and maybe make an individual post for it and upload that for the playlist and leave the lives as they are. I'd like to, if anybody jumps in, we'll answer some questions and whatnot. Live chat. Just a few people watching. All good, all good. Thank you, folks, for stopping by. But I'll go ahead and end it on that note. Again, check out the descriptions for the links. Paribus Traders Group. I believe Paribus is going to be making a link tree here pretty soon, so we'll be able to put that in the description so you get access to all of their channels. Any comments on Celsius? I've been seeing that a lot. Haven't really looked at it. I'm pretty sure I just kind of took a look at the tokenomics and whatnot just to see what was going on. But seeing a lot more organic conversations around that, especially on my Twitter feed. But I don't have any
I don't hold any or anything. I haven't really been looking at it closely. I do have a few things that I'm looking at. But again, my thing right now is really just getting into projects or, tokens, coins that I can actually, utilize in the moment. Paribus being the exception. And of course, with the community building here, we were able to turn that token from a long-term hold to some utility with staking. So that's what I've been really focused on. I have been looking at, I think it's Helium maybe. I looked at VVS Finance. I looked at Helium. I was really interested in the kind of cellular based mining. I thought that was pretty interesting. Hardware cost to enter is pretty low right now, under $1,000 per rig. But I don't know a ton about it. I just know that, again, stuff that you can grab and immediately start, doing DeFi with are things that I have a interest in, and especially if those things are on the Cardano network or planning on porting over through via EVM or just completely plan on building, on Haskells and going native layer 1. But there was a DC Spark space today, and they talked about Milkomeda, and they're looking at going live in a couple of weeks here, so that's exciting. I know that's what Paribus is planning on doing. They are partnered with Milkomeda through DC Spark. So Sebastian was speaking today, so I was listening to that. And SDAO, SingularityNet spinoff project, SDAO, which is a decentralized autonomous organization. They have a governance token that is out on ERC20 right now. Prices are way down, and I love when prices are way down. I see opportunity there. So I sold early on, just so that I wouldn't have to hold throughout a possible bear market. That ended up becoming a smart move on my part because it's down big time right now. So not at the levels where I'm like, ooh, time to buy, but it's down a lot. I'd be upset if I would have held it. So thankfully I had the foresight to sell while I was in the positive. Let's see. Celsius is pretty impressive in my opinion. All right, I'll take a deeper look at Celsius. Might do a live or something and just check out some projects live and whatnot. I wanted to look at Card Wallet as well. So I'll probably do another live at some point and take a look, or just take a look on my own and then go live and talk about them maybe. But thank you for the people that stopped by. Thank you for the people that are watching and will continue to watch. Yeah. Just taking a look at. Oh, look, more people are watching, it looks like. I don't know. We'll see how the videos perform, the lives versus the static content, and we'll see, what works better, what people like, and kind of go from there. But yeah, I've got, what do I have coming up? There was a lot of FUD going on around Card Starter. Actually, there's just a complete mess going on Twitter around Card Starter. I guess something happened in the Discord today or the Telegram today. I'm not in there. I actually left after, I went in and asked a question about their bridge in the vein of Giro, Paribus, not Paribus, but Giro and Charlie 3, which are partnered with Paribus. And, I didn't like the response that I got. It wasn't the end of the world. But I ended up doing my own research and quickly found the answers through a lot of digging. And I just thought that it was kind of lame that they don't have that information available to you to just access right away. Nor do they, respond in a warm or welcoming way. They seem to, I don't know, just kind of be dismissive and cold. I didn't like the vibes. So I kind of stayed in there for a little while, but then I left. And then, today, if you're in there or have seen anything on Twitter, there's just a lot going on, a lot of fighting, a lot of people spreading FUD and just acting crazy. So I did some content on that. It seemed like some of it spread over to Charlie's Telegram, and their CMO handled it in a professional way. And they didn't run from it. They didn't just start banning people. So that's what I expected to see from CardStarter in their Telegram when I went in there a few weeks ago, and I didn't see that. So I ended up leaving. I didn't like the vibes, which is just really weird because based on what happened today, I was like, man, I felt that way. Like, I think it was probably a month ago, about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And I'm not shocked that people are kind of rioting in there. I didn't expect it to go to the lengths that it did, but hey, when money's involved, then you add the fact that the market's down, tempers are high, people are kind of at their wits' end, so you're more likely to see things like that in these types of markets. But I stay calm, I remain calm, I use sound logic, I research before I put a penny in. That way I minimize those situations, but a lot of people just don't do that, and they kind of ape, thousands, tens of thousands, some of those people hundreds of thousands of dollars into projects, and it doesn't work out for them sometimes. And when it doesn't, yeah, it's a big problem. So I actually think that some of these projects that are connected to CardStarter might want to start looking at it if they are not already. Just kind of get ready to manage maybe incoming questions, or just to fight FUD. Maybe even prepare statements. Honestly, if I were a project and I had marketing or had a CMO or something like that, I would probably be at least thinking about getting ready to write some stuff, just to address what could possibly happen. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and release that video. I'm just waiting for YouTube to encode it. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. They've just been really slow to encode my HD and 4K versions of my video. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But again, thank you guys for stopping by, the people that did. We know it's the middle of the day on Friday. A lot of people are probably still working. But yeah, this video will be up, so you can take a look at the behind the scenes blog posting from Paribus and see me checking out that post and some of my comments towards the end.